Hi guys, so you can see we're out in the dark again. Just concentrate when I'm walking, so just out and about again, trying to get some of the training in, going up, trying to get some elevation. You can see a bit out of breath, which is a bit ironic because this week's video was going to be how to run in the winter when it's cold and wet, and here I am, mad hot. But that's all part of it this time of year, you know. You run, you get hot, you sweat a lot, and then you stop and you get cold. So this time of year you've got to be super careful, especially when it's as windy as this. So, and to those people who say the UK doesn't have truly cold weather, well, you're probably right. However, the weather can still be pretty dangerous. The reason being is we have that cold, wet weather with a lot of wind, and the wind chill can get very low very quick. And you know, I was doing a race December last year, still managed to get frostbite, and that was in the UK. So you've still got to be a bit careful. You know, it is possible to get frostbite on some of these winter races, especially in your feet when you're trudging through snow and ice all day. So I'll probably continue this video in the next couple of days when we're out in a bit of daylight. So I'll continue with this night run, and I'll see you all in the next day or so. Hi guys, so it's not dark today, but it is pretty misty. So getting close, and we still can't see Shutlands Low. Reach out for a first ever trail run. All good. So I just thought we'd come out for a quick spin this morning. Shake the legs off a little bit. Some typical autumn weather. You know, sun's gone in, wind's picked up, so it's a bit chilly, so nearly about time to put a windproof on or something like that. So what kit do I take? Well, to be honest, I stick pretty close to what's on the kit list. You know, so I make sure I've got a warm insulating jacket, waterproof trousers. May also put another layer in, because this time of year it's all about layers. You know, I also always make sure I have woolly hat, gloves, and then also my waterproof over gloves, and yeah, so everything I can do to keep myself safe, because you know, unlike when you're doing an event no backup when you're out practicing by yourself. No aid stations or crew, so you know we need to be a bit more careful. And the same goes for the amounts of nutrition I carry. You know, carry far more than I would need. So more water, although this time of year there is plenty on the hills, I still take a bit more than I need, and also you know, food as well. Also make sure I carry some of the safety gear, like a bivvy bag. There's no substitute for that. Also make sure somebody knows where I'm going, so I use two things. One, wife tracks me through Garmin, and also just because the signal's so terrible around here, I also have Garmin GPS. I picked it up because I'm thinking of doing the winter spine at one point, so I thought I might just spend a bit more and get the one with the satellite communication, so that pings my wife every half hour just to tell her where I am. So yeah, hopefully that covers most eventualities, because you know anything can happen in the mountains. You know, I've already fallen over a couple of times today because it's been so wet underfoot, so muddy. So yeah, anything can happen. So, the other thing that I do, and I think it's important all the time, but especially important if the weather's getting worse, is I make sure I know when all my escape routes are. I think that's, you know, doesn't matter how far into the run you are, you know, are there areas where you could cut it short if you're not feeling great, or you know, if the weather gets really bad or you get too cold, you know, what are the routes you can do. So it used to be, you always used to do it when you had a map and compass out, but I found that, you know, when people are using GPS on the watches, it's one of the things that tends to get neglected. So I think it's really important just to reinforce that. And then not only that, but if you have to use one of your escape points, how are you going to get back to the car? You know, is there a bus that you can take? Is there a train? You know, are you lucky and you'll be able to have a lift? Or is it a long road walk back? You know, so various things to consider. You know, would you have phone signal to be able to call a taxi, etc.? So I think those things are really important things to consider, especially when the weather comes in, you got less daylight. You know, I think it's something we need to focus on. As I said, used to be done a lot when we were operating map and compasses, but not so much now when we're looking at GPS on our watches. So good to still get the map out and have a look before you head out. Right. Guys, coming to the end of today's run, and just to demonstrate to practice what I preach. So today I had various options for where I could finish today's run, so I parked at Nanmore and decided to climb up over these mountains and just came back down. So my first stop second could have escaped through Bedgellet Forest, and then there's this one which is just coming up to Eryri. So here the bus runs through here back to Bedgellet and Nampmore, or I can get the train back to Bedgellet, which I might do and stop and get a coffee there. And then the next option was to go through up the Eryri path towards Snowdon, and I could have stopped again just coming off the Watkin path, or I could have finished the loop. So I had various options for today. I've chosen to finish a bit early. It's been a long day, haven't been out in the mountains for a very long time, and to be honest it's been a lot more walking than running. With all the rain we had last night, a lot of the paths have been very slippy, the rocks have been slippy, and the grass and mud very slippy, so I had a few falls on the way through, but I thoroughly enjoyed the day. It's been a good day out, and now time to see what time the train and the buses are. So I'll catch you all in a bit. Which just leaves us with the weekly deets of nearly 50 kilometres run, with 2,600 metres of climbing and a total workout time of 11 hours for the week. If you got this far, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.